Okay, so we'll continue talking about the Amitabha sadhana. Yesterday we talked a little bit about the special verse of prostration, offering, and taking refuge, and then we started talking about the mantra recitation. Okay, so we talked about with heartfelt devotion, in other words, not with a scattered mind. I concentrate single-pointedly on Guru Amitabha, who's on our head, facing the same direction as we are, okay, with his body made of light. From his whole holy body, 5-colored light and nectar streams down into my crown. So remember, white, yellow, red, blue, green. Yeah. Descending through my central channel, which actually starts here, curves up at the crown, and then goes down, and then joins the 2 side channels below the navel, and they start here and go up and go down, and then at each of the chakras, then there's branch channels that come out. Okay, so the light and nectar descends through my central channel. From there it flows through all the other channels of my body, completely filling your body with blissful nectar and light. Okay, so you really focus on this feeling of blissful nectar and light. In some religions, you purify by feeling bad and lousy, or thinking that you have to feel bad and lousy. In Buddhism, you purify by experiencing bliss, from making this very strong connection with Vajrasattva or one of the other deities. So it's quite a different thing, yeah? So you really have to let yourself experience some kind of bliss. Now, I've been talking with many people about what does bliss mean, okay? And one of my friends who has been doing a long retreat and is a student of His Holiness, a direct student of His Holiness, he said he thinks of bliss as fulfillment. And I thought, yeah, because often when I think of bliss, I don't know what to think about, but the sense of fulfillment, like you're at peace, you feel good, so, or whatever kind of blissful feeling they say. Sometimes they say, use the example of sexual bliss, but I don't think that's particularly helpful, because then your mind starts going to sexual bliss and to sex, and then you're off your object of meditation real quick. Okay. But the thing is to imagine your whole body, filled like this. So all the hindrances, you can think afflictive obscurations, cognitive obscurations, what they call the inferior obscuration, which refers to the self-centered thought, and any obstacles to attaining the various levels of meditative absorption. So all of that is completely gone. Illness, so let the light and nectar go every part of your body if there's illness or injury, and really feel that it gets healed. Okay, so especially, be aware, and is there part of your body that you just, you hate or you ignore, or, somehow your mind is saying, no, I can't let bliss into, my right side, or something like that, just relax, and let that happen. And then it purifies untimely death. So like I said yesterday, we're born with a certain karmic lifespan, but if a very heavy negative karma created in the past ripens, it can cause us to have an untimely death without the full lifespan being experienced. Okay, so we don't want to have that happen. So all negative emotions, disturbing attitudes, wrong views, especially grasping at true existence, totally disappear. Okay? So your anger, gone. Yeah, your clinging attachment, gone. Your emotional neediness, gone. Your jealousy, gone. Okay? Everything that you don't like about yourself, it's gone. Okay? Your self-pity is gone. That's one of the things maybe you're most attached to. You know, I'll let go of everything but not my self-pity, because who am I if I don't feel sorry for myself? Yeah, or if I don't feel like the world's against me and hasn't treated me right. And, you know, this identity that we have of being a victim of the world and everything, you know, people are so prejudiced against my group and, you know, all of that stuff completely we put down. Okay? If your mind won't let you put it down and your mind says, but, we live in this world and this is unfair and this is unjust and then stop and look at your mind and look at, you know, ask yourself, you know, okay, I'm holding to some identity here. I'm holding to some thought. Yeah. What is the ultimate nature of that thought? What is the ultimate nature of that identity? If I search and find that thing that I'm holding so strongly, what will I come up with? So you do some emptiness meditation on it. And then, you know, the thing that you were holding on to so strong, you can't find it. Yeah, when you search for what it really is. And then your mind realizes, oh, okay, I don't need to make such a big deal about this. Yeah, it's not something that's findable under analysis. It may exist conventionally, but it exists because, you know, it's part of a dependently arisen world that is created on the basis of ignorance. So this is not some kind of ultimate truth or ultimate identity or, you know, something that I need to go about, yeah? So, and then, you know, if it is about, you know, some injustice, something whatever, then, you know, after you do some meditation on emptiness, when you come back, to say, okay, well, you know, maybe there's some conventional existence to it. You come back with a bodhisattva's attitude, which realizes, okay, this thing is created dependently, yeah, on many factors, dependent on the whole setup of the whole world, you know? Like, especially when we say this is unfair, this is unjust, there's bias, there's prejudice, whatever. All of that depends on how we together have created society, because society exists because of our thought. And how we think society should be is because of our thought. Yeah? We have this idea of justice, which incidentally I never hear my teachers talk about, and I don't know of a Tibetan word for justice. Yeah, compassion, yes. Equality, yes. Justice? Okay, but anyway, and that's actually a really good one to question. What do we mean by justice? Yeah, very good, because I bet you if we all wrote out our definition of justice and what we if you had everybody in the country write out their idea of justice, you would probably have a whole lot of different ideas about what it is. Okay, so to really question these kinds of things and see how they are created by sentient beings' thought. And sentient beings' thought is based in grasping at inherent existence. It's based in not understanding the law of karma and its effects. Okay? So we can look at these things, but we look with compassion. We're letting go of our grasping at these things as inherently existent, which So then when we look at societal problems, we can say, yes, they exist. They're dependent on many factors. And having a bodhisattva's perspective, we realize that when the causes cease, these problems will cease. So these problems are not a given. They're not a must. But we also realize that we cannot control everything. That, yes, things are created by many different factors, and these different factors pertain to everybody who's living in this universe. And I can't control the whole thing. Yeah? So I'm not going to get all wigged out about things I can't control. Instead, I'm going to have an optimistic attitude and look at the things that I can do to contribute to a better world, and to contribute to a better inside world of love and compassion and so on. But I'm not going to get, all frazzled about the state of the world, because we recognize this is samsara, and what do we expect? And if we don't like samsara, then we should work to get out of it. And if we don't like other sentient beings being in samsara and suffering, then we should try and become Buddhas so we can help them get out of it. Yeah, because who are you going to blame for the existence of samsara? If you trace all the injustice and unfairness back to samsara, what are you going to blame? What's the root of samsara? Our own ignorance. Yeah, so there's no person, there's no external being to blame for it. Yeah. It arises due to sentient beings' ignorance. So when we, do this visualization, we try and understand what is the first link ignorance that is starting off this whole chain of samsara, and think that is getting purified and it is vanishing. Yeah, and so doing some meditation on emptiness at that point as well. Okay, then so that's the purification side. Then we also think that Amitabha's good qualities are flowing into us. So remember, this is the point, the 4 self-confidences and the 10 powers and the 18 unshared qualities and everything else. And so really think, those things are coming into you. If that's too much, too inconceivable to think about, just think that a calm, peaceful mind is coming into you. Think that you're gaining more compassion. Think that you're gaining more self-confidence, and a kind of self-confidence that is together, not with arrogance, but with wisdom. Okay, and so the good qualities that you want to develop as the light and nectar comes in, think that you are gaining those. Okay, and so focus on that for a while, and it makes us think, well, what kind of good qualities do I want to have? I can list all the things I don't like about myself like that, but what kind of good qualities do I want to develop? Because if we don't have an idea of the good qualities we want to develop, how are we going to develop them? Okay, so think about that. Think about all the stages of, of developing the 3 principal aspects of the path. Think of the Eightfold Noble Path, of the 10 paramitas, 10 perfections. Okay. Think of, just whatever good qualities you think you would like to develop. And think that they're really coming into you. My body becomes clear like a rainbow, and my mind becomes peaceful and free from craving. Now, what would it feel like to have a mind that is peaceful and free from craving? A mind that can sit there and say, I'm completely content. without wanting something to change and bring about something that is a little bit more interesting than the present moment or what we're experiencing at the present. Yeah. Because you know how sometimes we get really restless. We feel like restless, so we start doing this. Then we think, oh, I can do that. Then we go over and we do that. Oh, I can take a walk. Oh, I can go check my email. Then, oh, I can go watch this Dharma video. Then go watch it. Then, oh, I can go read this book. Then go read the book. So we never finish anything because we're always looking for something else that is going to be better than what we're doing right now. Even though the things we choose that we think are going to be more interesting are not necessarily our favorite activities. Yeah, but it's just this thing of, I got to keep moving. I can't sit still. Yeah? So imagine just having the ability to sit there, be perfectly calm, open to the world, full of compassion, full of wisdom, and you don't need to do anything else. And you don't need to prove your existence to anybody or prove your capability to anybody or deserve, do 3 backflips so that you deserve to have lunch. You can just sit there and be wise and compassionate. Wow, that's hard, isn't it? With our mind, that's so hard. Yeah? I better check the microphone, I better see if the cover of this book is flat. Look at what our mind does. It's amazing, isn't it? Okay, so we can focus on just the visualization for a while and then add the mantra to it. Like I said yesterday, sometimes having the visualization stronger, the mantra in the background. Other times the mantra stronger, the visualization in the background. Sometimes, with the mantra, just focus on the energy of the mantra, the feeling of the mantra. Because the mantra has a certain energy, and when you're saying it, you can feel the energy of your mantra in your own body. Yeah? And I know sometimes when I, say whatever mantra it is, it's very clear to me that the energy of the mantra and my energy are not matching at this moment. My energy is frazzled, it's competitive, whatever it is. The mantra is peaceful. I can't get my mind completely to settle in the vibration of the mantra. So it's good to notice that. And then you think, oh, I walk around all day like this. Yeah. And so trying to just let that go. And then trying, by saying the mantra and, getting your whole body, mind, your internal vibration of your winds in tune with the mantra. Yeah. It can really make you feel quite settled. Yeah, so you can do that sometime too. Yeah. Now the mantra here it has Om Amitabha Hri. So I always looked at that and said, that's very strange, Om Amitabha Hri. Because it should be Amitabha. And Deva usually means like a god, but yeah. And sometimes it's spelled with a W, D-E-W-A. And so some people think maybe it's referring to Dewa Chen, Amitabha's Pure Land, but Dewa Chen is the Tibetan name, and this mantra is supposed to be in Sanskrit. So I was reading one thing, and also you remember when Pari Rinpoche gave us the Jainang, he gave us the mantra Om Amitabha Hri Soha. So then I came across something that said the mantra should be Om Amitabha Hri. I went, yeah, that makes much more sense. Om Amitabha Hri. And they said that it was because you know how when the Tibetans try and pronounce Sanskrit, sometimes it turns out very, very different than the Sanskrit. Vajra becomes Benza. Yeah? And if you look, many other words, Svaha becomes Soha. Many other words, the way the Tibetans pronounce them, very far from the Sanskrit. Same with the Chinese. Yeah? What is it, Prajnaparamita Sutra. What is it in Chinese? Yeah. No, it is, don't you do Tai Tamil Jali or something? Yeah, Bolo, yeah. Jidi. Yeah. So same with Chinese. It comes out quite different, yeah? So some people say it according to the Sanskrit. Some people say follow your teacher, how your teacher pronounces it. So it could be either way. But to me, it makes so much more sense, Om Amitabha Hri or Om Amitabha Hri Soha. Yeah, so I think you could do it either way like that. So it says, recite the mantra as many times as you like while continuing to do the visualization. At the end of the recitation, rest the mind single-pointedly on Amitabha and feel completely free from obscurations. Okay. Then, next time we'll talk about the aspirations, but then and go through that, because that's something you can think about after you say the mantra and do the visualization. Sometimes it's good that you can think about this before, yeah, or not before, but during the mantra, because sometimes you need to keep your mind occupied because it doesn't just stay on the visualization and the mantra so easily. So you need to have some other virtuous thoughts to put in your mind, yeah, so that you aren't meditating on your boyfriend, girlfriend at lunch, or, what somebody did to you 35 years ago. Yeah, so keep the mind in virtue somehow when we're doing the mantra. Okay?
Could bliss be compared to rapture?
For the bliss be from?
Compared to rapture? Could it be referring to, in like the jhanas, there's rapture before equanimity?
Yeah, they talk about rapture. I think joy is a better, joy and bliss. There's many different kinds of bliss. Yeah. You aren't in jhana at this, in dhyana at this time. So it wouldn't be the same kind of bliss that you find in dhyana. Also, as you go up the dhyanas, by the time you get to the fourth dhyana, or by the time you get to the third, joy or rapture is gone. The fourth jhana, also bliss is gone. And so equanimity is considered actually better. Yeah, because they say joy and bliss, they can be slightly, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're not just chanting, you're not just, light coming, but really feel like you are creating a relationship with Amitabha Buddha. Yeah. And Amitabha's available to all of us all the time, and we need to create that relationship.
It says in the prayer that you can think of the past, present, and future Buddhas, the past, present, and future merits that you have, and you imagine all of that. Can you talk a little bit about this?
Okay. So when we talk about past, present, and future Buddhas, we're really seeing that there's Buddhas here all the time, and there will be Buddhas. And so, from the side of the Buddhas are never going to abandon us and leave us alone. Okay? It gives us that kind of confidence. Yeah? From the side of past, present, and future merit, when we dedicate, the merit we and others created in the past, what we're creating now, what we will create in the future, all of these things are existent phenomena. They don't necessarily exist now in this present, but the past merit, the future merit are existent things. And so we rejoice, and especially, when we think like this, then it helps us think beyond just rejoicing at our own merit and the merit of human beings, but we start thinking of the merit of the arhats, of the bodhisattvas, through the 10 grounds of the Buddhas, because we one day, future merit will be our merit created when we become these high-level bodhisattvas. So it kind of broadens our scope of what we're rejoicing at. And it really helps us to see that there's a lot of goodness in this world. Because sometimes our minds just get very much like that. And we forget the big perspective.
A thought that arises in my mind when I thought about it is that, nothing then can stop me from going to Sukhavati.
Yeah, nothing external can stop you from going to Sukhavati. It's your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would hinder you, but
thinking
nothing
of
else.
That everything is there, it's like, nothing can stop me.
Yeah. Sukhavati's there. Amitabha's teaching all the bodhisattvas right now, teaching all the sentient beings. Yeah, we aren't there. We haven't created the causes. But like you said, there's nothing stopping us. We don't need to purchase tickets to go to Sukhavati. Yeah, we don't need to, none of this kind of stuff.